Sales of previously owned homes in the U.S. rebounded unexpectedly in February. There's a good economic data point. They advanced 4.2% from the prior month. That was well above analyst estimates for a 3.2% decline in sales. Joining us now, Mike Fratantoni, Mortgage Bankers Association chief economist. Mike, to what did you attribute that better than expected reading on existing home sales? Do you think anything fundamentally changed? Was it a one-off? How are you framing that?
Yeah, so our clearest read into the market is our own data looking at the pace of mortgage applications each week. And if you look at the applications to buy a home, they were running about 6% ahead of last year's pace. So in line with that existing home sales number, I think you really have two factors that are more positive in the market right now. One, mortgage rates are trading towards the lower end of their recent range. We're 6.5 or so, and lower than that for an FHA loan. A lot of first-time home buyers in the market taking advantage of those FHA loans. The second factor, and this was very clear in that existing home sales report, inventory's up. That has been the major constraint on the market the past couple of years, is there weren't enough homes for sale. The lock-in effect really kept many owners from listing their properties, but existing inventory up about 20%. You got about 9 months of new home supply on the market as well. So for those looking to buy this spring, again, mortgage rates are at the lower end of their recent range, and there are homes available to look for.
Mike, we were just talking a lot about sort of the uncertainty around what President Trump is doing with tariffs and really policy overall, right? I was interested the other day, homebuilder confidence came out, hit a 7-month low. They cited tariffs, right, and sort of overall uncertainty. How does that weigh on the housing market specifically? What is Trump uncertainty doing to the housing sector?
Yeah, I think for a home builder, it's very direct, right? Because we import a lot of our lumber from Canada. And so tariffs on Canadian lumber directly add to the cost of that new construction home. But, new home is only a part of the market. In the existing market, again, we've seen this lock-in effect where homeowners who got a 3% mortgage in the middle of the pandemic had just been reluctant to list their property. Now I think more and more life events are accumulating. People are getting married, having kids, getting new jobs, and they're moving. And that's leading to this increase in inventory. And for home buyers, that is a real positive because it's not the multiple offers above list price that we've seen the past couple of years. Now the buyer has a little more negotiating leverage. Totally would agree that more uncertainty in the environment usually makes both households and businesses just a little more cautious generally. So getting some of this uncertainty resolved will be helpful. But I think home buyer sentiment in the wake of lower mortgage rates and more inventory is going to be more positive.
And Mike, we tend to think of the housing market as a lagging indicator, right? So even if there was an economic downturn that's caused in part by the sentiment around this uncertainty, how long might it take to actually show up in the housing market if that was going to happen?
Yeah. Well, again, it's the two sides of the coin here. A softening job market is certainly not good in terms of buyer sentiment, but a slower growth economy and all of this uncertainty that we're talking about has brought rates down to the lower end of the range. And, per Chair Powell's comments yesterday, has them leaning more towards 2 cuts this year rather than 1 or no cuts as we were thinking of as recently as January. So the lower rates clearly are a benefit. The softer economy clearly is a headwind. And the net we're just sort of seeing week by week, month by month in terms of the data. But we could not have asked for a better time for rates to drop than at the beginning of the spring home buying season.
Mike, good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.